a very warm welcome to a brand new edition of Frank Talk on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Frank Rausen Pereira. The world and India are going through a difficult phase due to the coronavirus outbreak. The lockdown is in effect and everyone is doing their bit. The centre and the state governments are working extra hard to get us through this challenging time. And to talk about the situation in Haryana, I have a very special guest with me on the program today, none other than the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister himself, Mr. Dushyant Chautala. Dushyant, welcome to Rajya Sabha TV.
Thank you, friend.
So we are going through a very difficult and a challenging time. What is it that your government in Haryana is doing to ensure that the people wade through these challenging moments?
Frank, I think it is a warlike situation where only difference is we don't have an enemy in front of us. It's a virus we are fighting which has, no antibodies developed till date. But the best way to fight against this virus is only what the Prime Minister has requested the country is self-quarantining yourself, maintaining a social distance, and having all the precautions done, such as sanitizing your house, place, workplace, and working from home. And I think each and every Indian citizen is standing strong with the Prime Minister's decision. And till date, I think every state, including Haryana, have taken big steps to provide each and every essential commodity to each and every citizen of our state. We have supported each kind of workforce. We have been providing every essential item to the labor people. We have approximately 16,000 laborers which were transferring from one state to the other states which are into shelter homes. In our state, we are taking good care of them. And I think the best part what we have seen during these last 7-8 days is that every citizen is coming out to provide every help they can do. And I think that is one thing India requires today. We have learned how China failed. We are seeing how Italy and Spain failed, and what the President of America said yesterday. I think that is one thing we need to learn from them. Overconfidence will not help you. Today is only one thing to fight against this calamity is that we stand strong, we stay at home, we self-quarantine ourselves, we maintain the social distance. And I think with that, we will kill this virus from spreading in our country.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head there when you said everyone is doing their bit really to try and come out and, help out in a challenging time. But on the other side of the coin, we have some people who are not following the lockdown as well and giving a tough time really as far as the authorities on the ground are concerned. A word or a thought for the police and the other essential services, people who are putting their lives on the line today.
Right. I think there are 3 departments which should be applauded every day. And I think first is the medical department, which you have the nurses, you have the doctors. Second is the public health department, the sanitization worker, the cleaners. And the third is the police. I think these 3 departments have done a fabulous job. Last 10 days, they have been on their toes day and night, and they are risking their lives just to save our country from this virus to spread.
Absolutely. And, talking about certain aspects on the ground, you spoke about the migrant workers. You spoke about how they've had a really tough and challenging time over these last few days. What is it that your government is doing to make them feel safe and to feel secure? Because there's a lot of panic that is being spread.
I just got in a report today that we have approximately 16,182 workers in our state which were migrating and now who are in shelter homes. We have provided proper lodging facilities, and one initiative that I think Haryana took first, we even provided TV facilities for these migrant workers. At least once they are there, they should not feel isolated or like a prison situation where they have been contained into a smaller area. But we have managed, and I think each and every shelter home is being looked after by the district administration properly. We have provided all essential items which are required in this hole. Hot food is being served, and I think What else will be required, we'll support in that manner too.
The movement of goods, the movement of essential supplies at a time like this, it's a challenging time for the truck drivers and all those who are ensuring that these goods and commodities reach the final destination as well. How are you ensuring that this aspect is on track?
Frank, our borders for heavy traffic is open. We have opened our borders for agriculture implements like we have a crop season which we have to provide combines to farmers, and we have targeted about 4,500 combines from states near us and Haryana itself, and we are giving permits to each and everyone to come in and help our farmers also to take care of their crops.
What do you think is the most challenging aspect of all of this?
See, for my lifetime, I'm just 32. And if I see what's happening today, I've just seen the Kargil war happening. And we saw each and every citizen, even the farmers, getting up and saying that if we require to go to the borders, we are ready. I think it is more or less a warlike situation today also. That's the challenging aspect. But the problem I think that globally is faced today are basically there are no medicines to fight against this virus. The protective gears, because you keep seeing on the TV where people are saying that we don't have proper protective gear. No country was ready. And now the demand for protective equipment globally is very high. We saw Ebola going out in the African nations, and it was the African nations which had to fight against Ebola. But now, as we see today, the WHO report, it's more than 150 countries affected by the corona COVID-19. And I think because of that, there is a big demand for medical implements. But India and its industries have stood strong. I just took a report from the industrial department today, and we have 9 different factories now which are producing the PPE kits. We have 6 different companies which have started manufacturing. And I think the best step taken forward, like what the American president had to order GM to manufacture ventilators in their factories, our Maruti has already developed ventilators, and I think they will start supplying ventilators very soon from their plant. So these are the things which comes out into situations like this, and definitely, if requirement is there, we will gear up to fight the worst situation in coming days also.
All of this is going to definitely have an impact on the economy, is going to definitely have an impact on employment as well. That is, of course, for a later stage.
Frank, today you have to understand that it is not only India which is fighting against this. All developed nations have failed. All developing nations are failing. If you see England, if you see France, if you see Germany, if you see Spain, Italy, America, every country today is into crisis. India is still better off because we took bold decisions in initial days. But yes, it is going to impact our economy. Yes, we will see MSMEs affected the most, but I think our government is ready. The center and the state will support its industries to get back to running into coming months, and we will have better opportunities also, because now India will be taken as the next backup plan to China for all industries to be set up in the future.
I know, Dushyant, the focus right now is to try and get rid of the present pandemic and to wade through the present situation we are in. But we have to have some kind of a futuristic approach as well. So is there a game plan? Is there, something that's on your mind really for the next 3 months, next 6 months, or the next 1 year to say?
Yes, government is planning, and we will give benefits to the industries also. We have already supported our construction labor. We have taken a decision that we will provide 4,500 rupees per month to all the construction laborers which are held at their own places. We will support MSMEs to revitalize themselves and get on the floor running into coming weeks. And hopefully, if the lockdown is over soon, our industries will flourish in a better manner.
As far as the number of cases are concerned, Haryana is not as affected as some of the other states. Is there something that you're doing on the ground that is different to the others?
Uh, there are multiple things that Haryana took care of initially. Our borders were monitored. We had close monitoring of each and every person traveling outside or inside the state. Initial days, we got a list from all sarpanches of how many people came from abroad to their native villages. The list was provided. We monitored approximately 17,000 people regularly who were into their own self quarantine. And with God grace, I think most of the cases we sent to the labs for checking came out negative. But yes, last 3 days we have also seen a sharp increase in the number of cases. But I think none of them are cases of community transmission. They were cases of one-to-one contact, and hopefully, with all the precautions taken, all the quarantining done, Haryana will come out strongest in the country.
And what is the game plan for the immediate near future? Because you yourself mentioned that in the last couple of days, you've seen a sudden surge in the number of cases, really, as far as Haryana is concerned. So, what is the immediate game
We
plan?
have dedicated our medical colleges, and with the help of private sector, we have dedicated one hospital in Manesar to become a COVID dedicated hospital. And I think each and every doctor working there is also dedicated to fight against this pandemic. And in terms of testing, Government of India's ICMR has approved 6 private labs. Government of Haryana initially had 2 labs to have dedicated facility to check the virus, but now we have increased our capacity to 7 labs. So we will have functioning of 13 labs in Haryana, which will closely monitor the whole virus research.
It's we'd like to be positive at a time like this, and we'd like to hope that we get out of this sooner rather than later. But that having been said, are we prepared for the worst as well, Tushar?
Yes, we are. And I'll on record say that we have rationed ourselves for next 3 months. We will not have any kind of food insecurity in the state. We have monitored each and every aspect of medical equipment, medical supplies. We will provide the best medical facilities to every person who is affected by this pandemic, and also provide the best healthcare equipment to our doctors.
And at a time like this, when people have stopped subscribing to newspapers because of obvious reasons and obvious fears, there's a lot of, the social media has taken over, is playing a very important role, but there's a lot of fake news that is doing the rounds as well. What would you like to say about that? How do
I
people...
just request each and every citizen of our country to be aware and keep away from such kind of nuisance. This will not only spoil our relations, but also indirectly send a message which can even take this problem to a next level. I think you have to be very, very serious about whatever message or information you are sharing, because this is one thing where if you start breaking down the lockdown, I think the Prime Minister has requested multiple times, we have to keep ourselves safe. And to keep ourselves safe, I think we have to indirectly, directly get on to other kind of entertainment rather than just sending these nuisance messages around the clock over your Facebook or your WhatsApp.
So, the central government also announced a scheme very early on, spoke about the 1.7 lakh crore rupees, package that was announced for the for the poorest of the poor. Has that started reaching those people already, or is it still in the works? What's happening on that?
It is. I think each and every penny cannot reach in day one because most of the people have traveled, their ration cards are somewhere. But I think each and every state government will definitely provide each and every help that is given by the center under this disaster, and provide each and every essential commodity to every citizen of a nation. Nobody will be left hungry. We will support them. I think societies, NGOs, RWAs have played a very important role, and they have come out. I've seen people making food at their houses, packaging it, providing it. One of my friends I saw, he had a sweet shop, he distributed 4,000 kgs of sweets across these areas. So this is something that I think in this pandemic, everybody needs to play. But proper distribution is one thing which district administration needs to monitor, and I think Haryana has done it very well.
There are certain sectors that are being affected far more than some of the others. You spoke about the SMEs, you spoke about the MSMEs. The tourism industry is one sector that comes to mind immediately. But if you look at the other side of the coin, people are breathing cleaner air today. We've come closer to nature, standing in our balconies. So that is the positive aspect of it. Do you believe at some level that it sends
Frank,
out a message as well?
I'll just update you one thing. I was going through your Twitter right now and I see two pictures of the same location, which has a hazy sky and a clear blue sky. I'm in Chandigarh, and can you imagine? We can see the hills clearly. I can see my school from here. That is one thing which India was missing. And I think from the lockdown, the whole country should write to the Prime Minister saying that it should be mandatory that every month we should have a 2-day lockdown to at least save our nature. In Chandigarh, we have seen leopards running around the city. We have seen animals coming up in large number on the street. And this is unseen. I think today nature is playing its own role also.
Is there a lesson in all of this for us all as humans and as citizens of this country?
I think so. Every citizen has already learned the lesson today that if you start playing around with the nature can play around with you too. And I think this virus coming in, if you see the research, it is from a bat to a snake. And how it spread through humans and it can't spread through animals has shown its true colors. That we were playing and today the nature played with us.
Absolutely. And if you look at the virus itself on a whole, if you look at coronavirus and how the nation has responded to the situation that we have seen right now, it's really unprecedented. You spoke about how you saw the Kargil war. You spoke about how, you're not seen something like this in the 32 years of your life. I think most people on this planet can safely say that they haven't seen anything like this, because the last time something like this happened was in 1919 or 1918 during the Spanish flu. And today we are seeing a situation like this.
Frank, I still remember my grandparents telling me that there was a time where you had this plague, Kate ki bimari, and they used to say in the villages ki ek ko jala ke aaya aur dusra tayar milta tha jalne ke liye. The death rate was that high. And if you see today, if we see what's happening in Italy, they were number 2 in health facilities and they failed. What is happening in America? The president came out and said, we will fight. And today he says that we'll have more than lakhs of people dying now in our country. That is something. They failed. And I think we should applaud to the Prime Minister that he boldly took this step to lock down the country, close down international travel, which helped India to at least quarantine its own self. And now the numbers which have increased, I saw the numbers. That initial from 1st of March till 30th, we had only 1,000 cases. But you have to learn from 31st till 2nd, we had another 1,000 cases. And today, in last 3 days, we have 1,500 cases. So the number of cases is multiplying 2 times. And if we start going at the pace where America has gone, we are a population of 130 crore people. And this is something that every Indian citizen should understand. We cannot play with this virus. We have to understand that killing the virus is only the way that we will save our country.
And that is why I'd like to bring you, or like you to speak about the aspect of contact tracing, why it is important, and why is social distancing also extremely important at a time like this, because many people don't seem to understand the seriousness of the matter.
See, one thing is there, that the multiplication of this virus is 1:4.25. From one citizen, 4.25 citizens can get affected. I was reading an article where it said there was a medical seminar which was held in Thailand. And after 2 days, majority of the people from Thailand traveled to Boston. And from Boston, all these medical people spread around the country. And you can see now New York being an epicenter, but none of the states in America have been left out from this virus. That is one thing India needs to understand. We are not a small populated country like America. We are a heavily populated country. We have 1/3 of the world's population. Uh, and if we start playing around, if we don't take it seriously, it is a serious concern. The multiplication rate is very high. And if we start losing people, our death rate, our medical infrastructure will totally collapse.
Absolutely. And my final set of questions to you, there's so much talk about the 21-day lockdown, whether we are going to see an extension, whether we are not going to see an extension. We don't want to speculate at this point in time. But as far as going forward is concerned, we all know that this lockdown can't go on forever. But would you believe a safe strategy would be to identify some of the hotspots, probably enclose them and ensure that the others can move around a little bit?
Right, this is a question I think the Prime Minister also cannot answer, but he can only request the country. He said 21 days to save our nation. And he was very serious when he said this. I think each and every chief minister, each and every person through press, through any other resource has said that we need to confine and take it seriously. If we stop it for 21 days, we have learned that the spread of virus can only be up to 14 to 15 days. If we start delaying it, if we start stopping it, and after 21 days, if we see a sharp decline in the number of cases which are coming up, yes, we will start reopening our industry, we will start back to normalcy, but it will take at least little week, 1 week's time or something to get back to 100% normalcy. But we can confine the virus. We can find hotspots. Like if we talk about Haryana, we have one city that is Faridabad, which has more than 15 lakh people stationed in one city. Next is Gurgaon, which has approximately 9 lakh people. Other than that, we have smaller populations. We have bigger villages. But it is not a concern that we will see. Yes, if it gets to the rural Haryana, we have social ties are very close. People sit together, people have hookahs together, they play cards. That is the way of day-to-day functioning. We have started, I've seen initiative by some Gram Panchayats fining 5,100 rupees for playing cards together. And they're requesting each and everybody. I think that is one example that we need to follow, that society needs to come out. It cannot be the police running around day to day. It cannot be departments monitoring you or politicians asking you, or press people asking you. I think if people start getting up, they start taking this incentive, yes, we will confine and contain the virus.
So it has to be a collective effort is what you're suggesting. As a young leader, as a youth icon, and I would term a young leader as a millennial, and that's what you are. So what is the message that you have at a time like this for the youth of this country?
I'll ask each and every person who is my age or my generation today, who has just become an adult and wants to give to the society, it is your duty. Get strong, get hard, get behind people to stay at home. You need to send a message across that this is the time of crisis. And to get out of this crisis, we have to fight it out by quarantining ourselves and isolating ourselves. If we isolate ourselves successfully, we will save our country, we will save the generation. I can see a picture of your baby behind you. If you want to save them, stay home. And that is one thing I think today you are the responsible journalist doing. You're working from home. Prime Minister has us. I think we have to take care and we have to take these steps forward.
And finally, before I let you go, Dushyant Chautala, a word for the people of Haryana and also to the people of this country as a whole, as a young, very responsible leader holding a very responsible position.
I'll just say two things for each and every citizen of our country and of our state. Stay home, stay safe. This is the only way we will fight COVID-19, we'll fight the coronavirus and make our country a safer place for each and every citizen.
All right, Dushyant Chautala, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you speaking to us on Rajya Sabha TV because I know you have a very busy schedule. Thank you for taking time off and speaking to us. That's it on this edition of Frank Talk. See you again next time.